Up, outside. Look inside, where are they? Ah! Win. Yes.
Staying fit in isolation isn't easy. You may not be able to ride outside anymore, which means you'll have to stick to indoor activities. No, not these kind of activities.
That means for some of us, using an indoor trainer. But what if we don't have an indoor trainer? What workouts or exercises can we do without using any equipment? Well, coming up are our best isolation exercises that you need no equipment for.
Before we start, strength training and core exercises off the bike can really help performance on the bike for cyclists. So if you aren't already doing these exercises, now is a great time to start. It's always a good idea to have a stretch and loosen off before you start these exercises. I'm going to kick off with an exercise I used to do a lot as a pro cyclist, and that was lunges. Lunges is a great exercise for cyclists as it targets the main muscles within cycling, so your calves, your hamstring, your glutes and your quads. So let's get started. For our lunges, we need to start with our feet shoulder width apart. So if you stand on your mat with your feet shoulder width apart, you can put your hands wherever you feel more comfortable. I'm going to go with my hips. We're then going to take a big step forward, and then we're just going to lower this leg towards the ground like that. We need to make sure our knee, hip and shoulder are in line. We also don't want our front knee to be over our toes, so make sure that's behind. If you're finding those lunges pretty easy, you can make them harder by adding weights. If you haven't got any free weights, why not get an empty rucksack and fill it with filled water bottles to make the rucksack pretty heavy. Right, what's the next exercise, Hank?
The next exercise I have for you is called the glute bridge. Now this is a great exercise because one, you need no weight for it and it's super easy to do. There are some ways though you can make it a little bit harder. Now the glute bridge is great for strengthening all those muscles that are needed to keep you in that low, comfortable position while on the bike. It strengthens your glutes obviously, but also your abs. Shoulders lying firm on the ground, lift your glute up and back down. So you're finding that one too easy? Well then here's a more advanced version of the glute bridge, and it's called the single leg glute bridge. So start with, same as before, just this time lift your toes up, straight one leg and drive through your heel, lifting your pelvis up, your hips up and engaging your glutes. When you're doing those single leg glute bridges, you want to try and go fast up and then nice and controlled and slow on the way down. And that tries to engage your glutes and your abs, and it probably gets the best out of that exercise. Right, Manon, over to you now.
The plank now, and a core exercise will help strengthen your entire core, and it's especially useful if you're wanting to hold a more aerodynamic position on the bike. The core is often overlooked within cycling, but it'll actually help transmit power to your pedals. Most of you will already know how to do a plank, but I'm going to show you anyway. Plant your hands directly under your shoulders, slightly wider than shoulder width, like you're about to do a push-up. Ground your toes into the floor and squeeze your glutes to stabilise your body. Your legs should be working too. Neutralise your neck and your spine, and your head should be in line with your body. Hold this position and remember to breathe. This is something I always do. I always hold my breath when I'm doing a plank, but make sure you remember to breathe. If you want to make the plank harder, you can do a plank and reach. So you're in the plank position and then you reach one arm out in front of you and back in. Remember to keep your core stabilised and as still as possible.
The next exercise I'm going to walk you through are the calf raises. Now you can do this with or without weight. Now you might be wondering how they can help on the bike, but your calves are expanding and contracting whether you're out the saddle or in the saddle. So it's a great way to start strengthening them when you're off the bike. So when you do get on the bike, hopefully you'll get on nice and strong. Now you can start with doing the calf raise double-legged, but if you're feeling strong, you can move into the single leg. So starting off with the double-legged, get yourself a box or on your step. Have your heels off the edge of the box and raise slowly onto your tiptoes and slowly back down. If you're feeling strong, then you can go into the single leg calf raises. And that's how you do the calf raises.
Moving on from Hank's calf raises, the next exercise we're going to do is the single leg squat. Now this is a really good exercise for cyclists as it engages all the cycling specific muscles, and the single leg squat is almost better to do than the normal squat because when you're cycling you're working one leg at a time, and that's what you're doing on a single leg squat, and you're also working on your balance on this exercise too. For the single leg squat, you're going to need something like a coffee table or a sofa or a small box to squat onto. Stand on one foot with a stable box or table behind you. Your free foot should be bent and raised a few inches off the floor. Hold your hands out in front of you, using them for balance if necessary. This will be your starting position. Keep your hips as square as possible and descend into a squat, touching the box. Stand back up by extending at the hip and the knee and repeat for a few reps before switching to the opposite side. Again, if you want to make this exercise harder, you can add a heavy rucksack with water bottles in or some dumbbells if you have them. We hope these exercises have helped, and if you have any exercises that you enjoy doing, please let us know in the comment section below. You could just watch other people train. Go on, Hank, you need to work harder than that.
Clipped in. Where we go?
I think I'm in about zone 4 now.
Now this is one I learned from the bobslayers. It's all about visualization, pretend you're in a race. Attack, climb. Elbow, boff. Settle back down into a rhythm.
On the cobbles.
Up a climb. Right, 200 meters to go. In the sprint. Down the gear, give. Up, other side. Look inside, where are they? Ah!